Hi, I'm Venus Sohara and welcome to another video. I'm going to share a super vulnerable video with you today. Anyway, last night I gave a speech in a Toastmasters. If you've been following me, you'll know that I've been going to Toastmasters now for the last 3 years, learning to be a successful public speaker. And up until now, it's gone really, really well. I even won second prize in the Catalan speech contest, which was crazy. And that was about a month ago. I had to prepare 2 speeches, English and Catalan, for a speech contest. I worked really hard and I got the silver medal in Catalan. And I've more or less done quite well. I have some videos of my speeches here in this playlist, from my icebreaker, which is the very first speech, until some more recent ones. There are a few I haven't actually put up yet. But in general, it's been going really well, and I tend to kind of prepare my speeches really late because I just want to be comfortable on stage and be as authentic as possible. I don't want to be too prepared, because I've seen that there is a kind of Toastmasters technique that seems to be a bit robotic, and I want to kind of avoid that as much as possible, because I'm talking about sexuality, which is a very personal subject. I'm always using personal experiences and opinions to deliver my speeches. Anyway, yesterday I was giving a speech in a new club. It was called The Power of Sex, and I did give this speech last year in my own club, and I made a few tweaks to it as I was giving it to a new club. And this other club is actually probably more open-minded with topics of sexuality, and so I was really, really looking forward to it. And there were a lot more people there than in my normal club. I did prepare, and oh my god, I went blank. I couldn't believe it. It's like a public speaker's worst fear happened to me. I was just suddenly, I knew the speech off by heart, but then there were just a couple of moments in the beginning I just couldn't remember what I just said. I went blank and I just looked at everyone's face. I wanted to start again, but I realised there's no second opportunity, so I thought, oh my god, I'm so nervous. And then I carried on, and then I went blank again. So it wasn't just once, it was twice. And I felt mortified. I was so gutted. So the video that you're going to watch after this little intro, a couple of minutes, I'm not going to watch myself, or maybe I will, but I can't bring myself to watch it right now. But anyway, I'm going to share it with you, and you can tell me what you think. Let's see. Sex. S-E-X. Sacred energy exchange. What is more beautiful than that? A sacred connection with someone you desire. Not everyone agrees with this. We've been taught to be ashamed of our sexuality. And shame is like a backpack, passed down from one generation to the next. But I say no, I reject this backpack. Oh, I forgot the next bit. I refuse to accept this corruption of sex. Sex is the most beautiful thing in life. It is life force energy. It is... I can't remember this. I'm getting really nervous. It is carnal and cosmic ecstasy at the same time. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I feel so bad. It's never ever happened to me before. I feel so passionate about this that 13 years ago, I decided to leave my job in luxury real estate and become a sexual wellness content creator. Over the last 13 years, I've been writing for publications such as GQ, The Guardian, Elle Pies, The Mirror, and more. I'm also a sexual wellness, a sex toy reviewer and designer, so I have a variety of sex toys at home, 700. I've had a lot of fun over the last 13 years, but not everyone is happy about it. I have received so much negative judgment about my profession because sex is still taboo. But I think that one of the ways that we can overcome this collective shame of sex is to use the right words. They say that communication is the key to good sex. and there should be no linguistic barriers in bed. However, for example, if you want to communicate with what you want in bed to your partner, you have to know how to communicate your needs, your desires, and you can't be ashamed about it. To overcome this problem, I wrote a book, Inglés para Pervertidos. This book contains serious grammar with sexual vocabulary. It contains all the words that your English teacher would be too afraid to share with you. At first, it was very frivolous. I just wanted to make grammar sexy. But then when you get to the chapter about sexually transmitted infections, you realise that being able to say something like, I have a red rash on my balls, or do you have any condoms? It's actually very important indeed. Another reason why we should know sexual vocabulary is so that you don't say something provocative in a formal context. For example, last year in my Toastmasters club, the word of the day, which was decided by a non-native speaker, was spunky. Oh my god. And the native members of my club all tried to stop laughing every time someone said it. Spunky can mean brave and determined, but spunk also means semen, so spunky means full of semen. When I delivered my report at the end as the general evaluator, the person, the grammarian, was mortified. As language learners, it's very common to say sexual words unintentionally. I know when I first came to Spain, I was always saying, estoy caliente, when I was hot because of the weather. Then when I found out I was telling everyone I was horny, I was very embarrassed. But perhaps the most important context of sexual language vocabulary learning is when we teach children about the names of their genitals, of their body parts. For example, we have no problem saying head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes, knees and toes. But why don't we teach children the correct words for their genitals? I have a theory. If you take a group of 5-year-old children and you ask them, what is the word that you use for your genitals? They're all going to have different words, and these words will be whispered or giggled. This is indirectly teaching them to be ashamed of their genitals, which will later in life become body shame and sexual shame. Let me enlighten you. It's penis and testicles and vulva, vagina and clitoris. This may sound basic, but you'd be surprised how many people don't know this. How many people don't know that the vulva is outside and the vagina is inside? I even have a friend who taught her daughter that her vulva is called, wait for it, her Auntie Mary. Crazy, huh? And the reason was that was the name she was taught when she was a child. I am convinced that if we can overcome this shameful language, this is the best way to overcome our collective sexual shame. Because sex is not bad or shameful, it's natural and powerful. And remember, SEX, Sacred Energy Exchange. There is nothing more beautiful than that. Thank you so much for watching. If you've watched up until here, I can't watch it myself yet. Anyway, I'd love to know what you thought. And it was really interesting because you get feedback like this in Toastmasters, and they mark you on preparation, organisation, clarity, grammar, body language, vocal variety, visual aids, originality, choice of topic, and take-home message. I always get this comment about vocal variety in many of my meetings because they want me to kind of go from a whisper to a shout. And I'm not really feeling that is necessary in my own speeches, because I do use my voice for meditation tracks, so I guess I'm kind of used to having a more kind of monotone voice without the negative implications of the word monotone. But in general, some of the feedback really surprised me, and it really made me feel reassured. So I think Toastmasters is a place where that really supports you, and it wants you, your fellow toasties, they want you to do well. So at the moment of forgetting your lines or your speech or whatever, I just was looking at everyone in there. I could just see a lot of kind of like, come on, almost silent cheering, if that could be a word. But in general, like for example, some of these positives here were about how quick I got back on track after forgetting. And then they were saying to me that I didn't need to apologize, just carry on. And people loved the topic and the movement, great content, warm and funny, nice mix of, I can't read that, pre something and personal info. Don't apologize, smile, breathe, and people love pauses. That's something I need to work on as well, is just pausing and going for it. So I need to kind of like learn some techniques if that ever happens to me again, which I hope it doesn't. And yeah, so what could be improved, more confident at the beginning. But in general, some people on the positive, they did acknowledge that I got back on track, and they liked the humour and the prop of the book, the originality, and also the take-home message. And yeah, so I felt very, very reassured when I read this, because I just felt so bad. And I'm just started watching this film now on Netflix. I can't remember the name now. Heartbreak or Broken Heart Gallery, and it's about the woman who has a terrible experience of public speaking again. I'm just kind of seeing how everything is connected. This is a message. So I've just started watching this film. I'm assuming that something amazing is going to happen from this terrible, embarrassing moment. And I do hope that happens to me as well, because I think everything in life, when you have a struggle, it does lead to some kind of great piece of learning, really. And I'm wondering what I'm going to get from this. Maybe I am thinking of just giving a speech without having any preparation at all, and having my topic clear, a very brief outline with a couple of bullet points, and just speaking rather than learning a whole speech. I think it's all a bit of a journey, but I would love to give a TED Talk one day, but I don't think I am quite ready yet. And also I've got my confidence is a little bit shattered after last night. But I will be visiting other clubs in Toastmasters to deliver speeches, because I think it's a really good idea to get used to new environments, because I have been very comfortable in my own club, which is a bit smaller. So I do think it's good to kind of go to different venues, give my speeches, and hopefully grow in confidence and feel more confident on stage and deliver my message. Yeah, so I would love to know your thoughts, and any feedback would be appreciated. And yeah, thank you so much for watching if you got this far. I'll be back very soon with more videos.